Hello everyone and welcome to the presentation on Autodesk Inventor. My name is Anil and I will be taking you through this presentation. In this presentation, we will see how automation tools like Ilogic in Autodesk Inventor help design engineers to ease their work and increase productivity. The application that you see on my screen is Autodesk Inventor 2021 and the CAD model that I have opened in Autodesk Inventor is a front loader assembly. The objective of this presentation is to show you how we can configure assembly in different variants using Ilogic tool. This front loader comes with two different variants. One having a scoop bucket and other is with the rack bucket. Now we will have a look on two different methods by which we can configure this assembly. The first method is to develop an Ilogic rule to make an assembly quickly and switch between two different assemblies. And the second method is to replace two different sub-assemblies based on desired configuration. Let's get started. So to have a better view with respect to the methods, I have divided or splitted the screen into two sections, vertical sections. So we'll start with to have a look on the first method. Let's take a right hand side assembly. If you see the right hand side assembly, it comprises of both the variants, a scoop bucket and a rack bucket included in the main assembly. When I go into the user set parameters and select a desired configuration, the assembly update accordingly. Now how is this happening? To achieve this, we have written a simple Ilogic rule. Let us have a look at that rule. To use Ilogic, you do not need to be expert in programming language. It is really simple and easy to saying inventor that if I select a chassis configuration rack bucket, then we need to activate a rack bucket component and deactivate the scoop bucket component, and else you need to deactivate bucket component and activate the scoop bucket component. That's it. Once the rule is written, we can select the desired configuration and inventor will act accordingly. Well, this was the, let's say, the second way. We do not need to bring in all the variants into the main assembly. Instead, what we need to do is we had to make sure that all the variants are available in a same folder, and then we write a rule. Now here is the rule that I have written to replace the component within the main assembly. Now instead of writing an if then else statement, I have made use of cases, and you can find out the cases in keyword. Now I have select the case as a chassis configuration, and the case number 1 is for the rack bucket. So if I say case is a rack bucket and I want to replace certain component when the case is a rack bucket. Now to replace the component, I can go into the snippets, select the component and double click on the replace button. Now the replace here is the replace component replace snippet, which tell us that this is the component that I want to replace with this part or an assembly, which I have already written below. So here is the rule saying that if the case is a rack bucket, then replace the component scoop bucket component or a scoop bucket assembly within the main assembly with rack bucket subassembly. Similarly, I have created a case number 2 for the scoop bucket, which says that replace the rack bucket component or a subassembly with the scoop bucket assembly, and the select, and then it is necessary to update the inventor. So I have a inventor VB document update snippet, which you can find in documents, document updates. That's it. Save it, close it, and then if you now choose the form and then select the configuration, you will find the file actually getting replaced instead of activating and deactivating. Isn't it that great? I hope you like my presentation.